What if your brother suddenly became a superhero, but the price was more terrifying than you could imagine? The movie begins on a quiet night where Anton, a young boy, is struggling to keep his eyes open while studying. His mind drifts until he hears whispers. His older brother Buller is on the roof again. Buller isn't like other kids. He's autistic, vulnerable, and often wanders into danger without realizing it. Alarmed, Anton rushes outside to save him from falling, guiding him back inside. Though younger, Anton often feels like the older brother, caring for Buller, doing chores, even helping him with schoolwork. Their mother depends heavily on him, and Anton shoulders the burden silently. Every morning, Anton walks Buller to school, even as Agnes, his classmate with an obvious crush, follows closely behind. But Buller doesn't like being treated like a child. He insists he can walk alone, so Anton tests him. At a crosswalk, Anton lets Buller step out first. The light changes, cars move, and Buller freezes, paralyzed by fear and overstimulation. Anton runs in to pull him back, realizing once again that his brother can't navigate the world alone. At school, Anton notices a gang of troublemakers. He hides Buller, preparing to handle them himself. But Buller watches as Anton is bullied and robbed of his snacks every day, feeling powerless to protect his brother. Later, after a visit to the psychiatrist, the tension between them grows. Anton, overwhelmed by the responsibility, lashes out, confessing how angry and trapped he feels having a brother who needs constant care. He envies the carefree boys who play together without worry. At home, Buller tries to make peace by drawing pictures for Anton. He pours his heart into the sketches, presenting them as a gift. But Anton, bitter and exhausted, throws them away the moment Buller isn't looking. That night, Buller climbs back onto the roof, and this time Anton hesitates. For the first time, he doesn't rush to save him. He just watches until Buller falls hard to the ground. Anton loves his brother, but in that dark moment, he wonders, would life be easier if Buller didn't exist? And then something extraordinary happens. A burning sphere of light streaks across the night sky, crashing into a park near their school. The impact shakes the ground, leaving behind a mysterious crater. The next day, while out with his class, Anton discovers smoke rising from a mound of earth. He investigates, unaware this discovery will change everything. Meanwhile, their mother Anna, desperate to help Buller, visits a natural remedies store. She's offered a strange Tibetan herb said to sharpen senses and bring clarity. Clinging to hope, she takes it home. But Anton's attention is consumed by the sphere. Searching through Buller's discarded drawings, he realizes they form a puzzle, a prophetic vision of the object falling to Earth. Determined, he digs at the crash site until he uncovers the strange shell-like artifact and drags it home. Together, he and Buller pry it open. What emerges defies imagination. Tentacles of light and glowing butterflies fill the room, dancing around them. From deep within the object, a beam of light strikes Buller's thumb, and suddenly a hologram appears. It's Lee, a toy engineer from a distant world beyond the Kuiper Belt. He explains that this device, called the Super Trip Control, STC, is one of his inventions sent across galaxies for children to discover. It's powerful but fragile. It must never be exposed to water or sunlight. The boys experiment with it, accidentally transforming their goldfish into a tiny whirlwind. Terrified, they lock the device away, but Buller feels something awakening inside him. That night, his thumb glows in the dark. The next day, their mother serves the special Tibetan tea, believing it will help Buller. But what truly changes him is the STC. Alone in their room, Anton dares Buller to use it again. A blinding blue glow engulfs him, and when it fades, Buller is transformed. No longer the timid, fearful boy, he stands tall, confident, almost like any normal teenager. For the first time in his life, Anton has the big brother he always wished for. That night, Buller helps Anton with homework instead of the other way around. He bends steel poles, carries himself with strength, and even defends their home. Anton beams with pride. His brother is finally cool, powerful, unstoppable. But things get complicated. At school, the bullies strike again, demanding Anton's lunch and money. This time, Anton promises to introduce them to his super brother. Yet when the moment comes, Buller walks away, leaving Anton to face humiliation and violence alone. Enraged, Anton blames Buller, kicking the STC in anger. The device falls into water and breaks. Instantly, Buller reverts to his old self. Their mother, unaware of the truth, mistakes the change for failure of her herbal remedies. Anton tries desperately to repair the device. Using a hairdryer, he restores it partially, but a new hologram message warns him. Because it touched water, the STC will shut down permanently in just 36 hours. Time is running out. Soon after, Buller discovers his powers again, and this time, he can fly. Anton chases him across rooftops, overwhelmed with pride and joy. But as Buller soars through the sky, causing chaos in neighbors' yards, Anton begins to worry. How long before someone notices? How long before it all vanishes? And vanish it will. The countdown has begun. Buller, aware of his fading time, refuses to waste it. He confronts bullies, scares off his mother's pushy boyfriend, and even takes his family on a magical night flight over the city. For the first time, they feel united, happy, unstoppable. But with every passing hour, the glow inside him weakens. Finally, the night of the costume party arrives. Buller and Anton go together, joined by Agnes in disguise. For Anton, it's a taste of normalcy, dancing, laughing, living without shame. But the joy is short-lived. Buller discovers that in just 11 hours, his powers will vanish forever. Tears stream down his face. He doesn't want to go back to the way things were. To make the most of his final hours, Buller uses the STC to grant Anton powers as well. For one unforgettable night, the brothers share strength, speed, and flight. Together, they feel invincible. But as dawn breaks, reality returns. The STC begins to fail. High above the city as they soar into the rising sun, the device emits its final warning. The light fades. Their powers are gone. They plummet from the sky, helpless, falling fast. At the last second, Anton pulls the emergency parachute, and the brothers crash land on the school soccer field. Buller, back to his vulnerable self, trembles in fear. The bullies appear once more, circling them like predators. Anton tells his brother to stay behind, ready to face them alone. But this time, Buller refuses to hide. Even without powers, he stands beside Anton. For the first time, he chooses courage over fear. The bullies knock them down again and again, but the brothers rise each time, bloodied yet unbroken. Their defiance unnerves the gang. At last, the bullies walk away, not because they were beaten, but because Anton and Buller refuse to give up. Anton, battered but proud, turns to his brother. For the first time, he doesn't see a burden, he sees family, he sees a partner, he sees his brother. And though the STC fades into silence, something far stronger has been awakened between them: loyalty, courage, and love. Halfway question for you. If you suddenly had a device that could give your brother or sister superpowers, but only for a short time, would you use it, or would you hide it forever? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Back in the story, the brothers hide the remains of the STC, uncertain if it will ever reactivate. That night, as they sleep, a mysterious glow begins pulsing from the device once again. Could it really be destroyed, or is their adventure just beginning? And that's where the movie leaves us, on the edge of possibility, with two brothers who finally understand that the greatest superpower of all is standing by each other. So what did you think of this story? Did you feel the heartbreak, the thrill, and the magic of Anton and Buller's journey? If you enjoyed this recap, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below about your favorite part, and don't forget to watch more epic recaps right here on the channel, because the next story might be even more unbelievable than this one.